The same question comes up is why. You're never going to get, reason out of chaos.
The Broken Arrow police and fire chiefs you see sitting right there a moment ago speaking out in their first sit-down interview since the tragedy in their city last week.
Flowers are now sitting outside the home where two parents reportedly killed their 6 kids before taking their own lives.
Chief Barry Hill, Chief Moore, and I sat down for about half an hour to talk about some questions you might have. Here's part 1 of my exclusive interview. The sun's setting on the house that now sits empty in Broken Arrow. Had you gone to that house?
We've been to that house before, but nothing serious, very innocuous calls, nothing that you wouldn't find in another residence.
But that all changed October 27th, and now the neighborhood will likely never be the same.
Things happen in the safest of cities, and a tragedy is a tragedy.
Chief Brandon Berryhill has been with the Broken Arrow Police Department for 28 years. He spent the last 5 as chief. And Chief Jeremy Moore has now been the fire chief for the city for close to 8. This by far one of the hardest assignments ever for their crews. A house on fire after the murder-suicide that took the lives of 6 innocent children.
What's it like to literally be going in to fight a fire and see that?
Right there on scene, we saw several firefighters with just pain and anguish on their eyes. There were tears shed on scene, and everybody wants to think that, police and fire are immune from that, and really we're not.
But they knew they had a job to do, and that's what they did.
You said you tried to preserve the evidence. How do you do that when you're putting out a fire?
It was obvious that the children inside were not going to be revivable, and so we left them intact where they were, make sure the fire was out, and then our fire investigators, our deputy fire marshals came in and worked very closely with the police department and their detectives to begin to kind of sort through the cause of the fire and the entire situation.
Getting everything at the front end to make sure you collect the evidence correctly, you only get one shot at that. And so everybody likes to find out what the answers are. It's a kind of a hurry up and wait type of situation.
So far, police have released very few details about that evidence. What we do know so far, the parents were found at the front of the house. The kids were found in a back room where the fire started. And while we will have to wait for the official cause of death, investigators say they know none of the victims died due to the fire, also adding that they removed guns from the house. The chiefs say we may never have all the answers, but one thing is for certain, they appreciate their community.
I would just say, thank you for the support. Our police and firefighters are hurting at this time, and we appreciate all of the prayers.
As he just touched on, the trauma the first responders are experiencing from this event is a topic we covered a lot as I talked with them. I'm working on that for part 2 of my story. It will air Friday right here on Fox 23 News.